Hello and welcome to the Blue Tower here in Manchester. This is a Blue Tower production, and this is the James and Warren Lockdown Movie Talk, because someone somewhere is always in lockdown.
Lockdown.
I'm James, your host.
And I'm Warren, his co-host for this week. Was we off last week?
No, we did one last week.
We did not. Wow, we're on a roll here. Yeah, we're on a roll here. And what we got this week?
We are looking at The Stuff, released in 1985, and it's by writer-director Larry Cohen.
We have, and we've got our little quizzes. I've got my what you saying?
Well, I was going to say, we've got the who synopsis it anyway, and your quiz. Who is it?
That's my quiz.
Don't quote
me on this.
Yeah, don't quote me on this.
Yes, we've got that in all in the bag, and we've got recommendations of the week, haven't we?
Yeah, we got that. Yeah,
what to watch and stuff like that, and and that a much more smart. But the main thing is the stuff. It's a bit of an odd one, isn't it? I say it's an odd one.
Yes,
odd one. Anyway, all that. Welcome to the podcast.
Yes. So today we are talking about The Stuff, which again was first shown in 1985. So I was vaguely aware of this movie. Seen a couple of reviews on YouTube, but you haven't, have you? You weren't.
No, apparently it's a cult following, not a cult, but it's a cult following.
It's cult following. I didn't know too much about Larry Cohen, but I looked on his IMDb, and he's done quite a few movies. So we might be doing a bit of a Larry Cohen deep dive.
Well, what else has he done? What's he done?
Well, I can't see off the top of my head right now. My internet's playing up. So, but he's done a few horror movies back in the 80s. So So we could delve into that. So originally he wanted this. Well, he wanted this to be more a comedy. Which it is.
Yeah, I get that. I get that from. It is kind of. It's a wacky one, isn't it? But it's odd. It's odd in its. I don't know. It's a bit odd. I mean, I got it. I mean, it's meant to be like horror, but then towards the end, it's kind of. Is it slapstick?
Slapstick comedy, yeah. Because originally, because like the people who wanted it made wanted a full-on horror film. But Larry Cohen didn't want that. He wanted more of a comedy-based, satirical. Is that right? Satirical film.
Yeah, on the habits of people and consumerisms.
Yeah. So he didn't. So he wanted to make a statement about what people consume, no matter how crap it is. I.e., McDonald's and KFC. People just eat whatever's put in front of them. And he wanted to make a comment about that. Well, I thought that if they'd gone for more of a horror, I think I would have enjoyed it more.
I think. Yeah, I mean, I did find it. I mean, the characters. There's three in there, isn't there? There's three characters in there. The main characters.
Well, it's called right. So there's Scott Bloom, who plays Jason. Michael Moriarty, who plays David Moore Rutherford. We'll come back to him.
He's very fun. I liked him.
Garrett Morris, who plays Chocolate Chip Charlie. Andrea Marici plays Nicole, and Paul Sorvina, who plays Colonel Spears. But those are the main runners and riders in the film. So we'll start off at the very beginning.
Do you know what I've forgotten to do?
Oh, the synopsis.
I've completely forgotten to do the synopsis.
Yeah, what's the synopsis?
We've done nearly 50 of these, and I still can't remember what is the format. Right, okay, so yeah. Private detective investigates a new consumer tasty treat that it's absolutely delicious and just possibly lethal, rated R.
Any tagline?
Yeah, I think it's you eat. Oh, what's it? What is? Hang on a minute. Here we go. It's quite a long one on one of them. Are you eating it, or is it? That's quite a good one. Are you eating it? ... Or is it eating you? Question mark. Tagline.
Cool. So we start at the beginning, as you normally do, and we are introduced to an old man in a quarry. I want to say quarry because you can see like machinery behind him. And it's cold and wintry, and
it's actually the railway. It's railway workers actually discover it. I read it on the Wikipedia page. It's railway workers for some reason. Right. Yeah, but it's a quarry, isn't it?
So it's a quarry, yeah.
Yeah. So why is it saying? I don't know why it's saying that. It says. Yeah.
So we get this guy. It's nighttime, snowy, and for some reason, this old guy has found some white goo coming from the ground, and he decides to taste it. And he discovers that the taste of this white slime is delicious. And there's another guy who comes over and he goes, hey, check this out, taste this goo. And he goes, no. And he goes, yeah, go on, taste it. And then he tastes it. He goes, oh yeah, that's quite good. And then they say, well, this could make us money. So they found the white gold.
And they call it stuff. So yeah, they immediately. I mean, like, would you pick up anything white from the ground? I would definitely not. I mean, like, straight away, it's like, what the heck are they doing?
Well, in the 80s, over in England, it was white dog poo, wasn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, you wouldn't pick that up, would you?
Start eating it. Say, that's. I wonder what this tastes like. Yeah. But yeah, so that's how it felt. That's how it starts. We aren't told anything else about this white stuff. It's just that it comes from the ground.
Yeah,
that's it, really. And so we are then introduced to Jason, played by Scott Bloom.
But I gotta say, like, that is quite good. I mean, in a way, it's like they're picking up crap from the floor, and with the right marketing, they could sell it to anybody, can't they?
Well, I think that's what Larry Cohen was going on about. You can sell any sort of crap to anyone.
Anybody.
And it doesn't matter where it's from.
You can just sell it.
Yeah. So Jason, who's about 13?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think
he's in the kitchen. He opens the fridge. He's up at night, isn't he? Is he up at night? He's up at night.
Yeah.
Fridge door to get something to eat, and then he sees tipped over this stuff in a carton, and he sees it moving. He's like, what? And then all of a sudden the light turns on. His dad comes in all pissed off and angry with it, saying, what are you doing down here? I thought you were a burglar. And he said, oh yeah, I was hungry. He says, well, we'll get to bed, and he starts eating that stuff, doesn't he? Starts gobbling down.
He does do that. Yeah. It's like white suburban, massive, big house as well. It is huge, isn't it? Massive house.
Is it?
Yeah, it's quite. I mean, like, back in the day, like, you're looking at all these houses. They're massive, aren't they? All the American houses are huge, vast compared to, like, our houses back in England. That's what I thought, anyway.
Yeah, that's what the 80s. American.
Again, consumerism.
Yeah.
Wanted bigger things, better things.
Yeah. So then we cut to a boat in the middle of, I think is it Manhattan? I think it's New York in the background, isn't it? I'm sure it is.
Yeah, I think it is. It is New York.
Yeah, so it's a lot of old white people in the suits, proper 80s, and they're all talking about this stuff and how they want they try and get samples of it, but they can't figure out how to reproduce it because they want to get in on the action, don't they? But they cannot get the secret ingredient.
Yeah, they want to reverse it, don't they? Yeah. So they even mention the special ingredients in Coca-Cola, don't they?
Yeah. So no one can re-engineer the Coca-Cola because it's
secret.
A secret ingredient. So we're struggling. So they hit on an idea that they want to get someone in to do a bit of espionage on their behalf. And who do they pick? But none other than David Mo Rutherford, who comes in. So Mo, as we're going to call him,
Momo.
Mo. So he's played by Michael Moriarty, and he's a very strange character, and very, very, very strange how he behaves. He's almost like he's not even in the movie. He's in a completely different movie. He kind of takes you out of it, and he's got that very southern twang.
Talks like the southern twang like that, and he talks very slowly.
It's very slow accent, and he's talking like he talks all the way through very slow, and
but he's very witty though. I mean, when he first goes onto the big boat where the people are talking business, aren't they?
Yeah.
And he comes in and he shakes people's hand. He goes, "Oh, sweaty palms. Oh, you got a sweaty palm. Yeah. You've got a sweaty palm. You've got a sweaty palm. So how you doing?" Yeah. It's like That's kind of an interesting reveal of a character. I thought it was just sweaty arms, sweaty palms. It was like,
so he's ex-FBI as well, and so we discovered his ex-FBI, CIA, something like that. Mm-hmm. He's wearing a very nice suit and cowboy boots. Do you notice that?
Yeah,
he's wearing some natty cowboy boots. So he says to these business people, right? I will get you what you need, and but you're gonna have to pay me big money. And as he's strolling out, one of the guys who stood up, what's he say? Is it call him a dickhead or something like that?
Yeah, calls him a dick.
And he just turns around and goes, "Now, so he punches him square in the face, he whacks him, and he says to him, Say hello to the FBI for me." So was that a hint that that guy was an undercover FBI agent?
I don't know.
I don't know, because he just went, "Say hello to the FBI for me."
He just punches him, doesn't he?
He just punches him.
It's quite funny, but yeah, it was funny.
So this starts him off now on his quest to find out about so to find out what is in this stuff.
Yeah.
So he goes to this fashion shoot, doesn't he? He goes to a fashion, not a fashion shoot, a recording of the stuff, doesn't it?
It's an advert.
Advert for stuff. Yeah. So throughout this film, it's peppered with adverts for the stuff, making it all glamorous. So he starts talking to... Well, he strolls in and then he shouts at the top of his house, "Right, stop everybody, stop. I want to talk to Nicole, who's directing this advert."
Yeah. She's basically the woman who's selling it to the public. Yeah, that's her job.
Yeah, so that's her job. So they get to talk and develop this relationship, and so she then joins him throughout this movie. So we discover. So he introduces himself as David Mo Rutherford, and he explains why he's called Mo. Do you remember why he's called Mo?
He always wants more.
Yes, he always wants more.
And that's why they call me Mo.
That's why
because I want more. I always want more.
I always want more. So we cut back to Jason, and he goes for a little rampage.
Yeah, in the supermarket, and he goes mad.
He's obviously enjoying himself because he just goes mad in the supermarket, wrecking everything in his sight. And at some point, you can just see him smiling. He's enjoying himself because you just see him smiling sometimes in the frame. Because which 12-year-old kid doesn't want to go around smashing up a supermarket? Mm-hmm. I do not know. Yeah,
so he goes nuts. He starts smashing all the stuff off of the floor and into the floor, and he smashes it all down there. He says he's having a good old time, and that gets into the newspaper. Yeah, it must have been a slow day because he gets into the newspaper. Local kid goes nuts in supermarket.
Yeah, and So we cut back to
That's where Rutherford finds him,
that comes later.
It's so important that he gets to this guy as well. I know it's part of the point. It's a plot, but it's like, what are the chances of that happening?
Yeah, so that comes later in the film. So Mo then visits a chap in his house who was like a food guy. He's the one who allows food to be sold.
Is the guy who's meant to test it all.
Yeah. So he goes there and he's discussing it with him, and this is massive Doberman dog, massive, huge thing.
This is an odd scene. I don't know why it was put there, and there's nothing really. Yeah. Maybe because it explains how the stuff gets into the supermarkets not get tested, because whole food has to get tested. It has to go through all these loops and all the barriers to get through. But this guy is the one guy who just said, right, just put it through. Don't test it. Just put it through, doesn't he? That's the basis of this scene, isn't it, I think.
So it's established that most of the judges who approved stuff to be sold have disappeared without a trace. That's right, it's it.
Yeah.
So he's talking to this guy, and he, for some reason, this guy is obviously afraid of his dog. Into
yeah,
he's afraid of his dog. It's called Ben the dog, the Doberman dog, and he's got a secret stash of stuff in the back hunter, and he gives Mo a file with all the data about the stuff. I wasn't clear as to what he was giving in there to help him. I'm not sure what it was.
Yeah, it was data. I think it was
just data based on what the stuff was, and then so he leaves. Mo leaves, and that leaves the guy there with his dog, and then Ben the dog. It's kind of strange because you see the guy struggling to phone someone up, and the dog the dog goes for him, and at one point you see this white stuff coming out of the dog's mouth
because he's been feeding the dog ice cream, and I put a note on this. Would you feed it? Because isn't it poisonous to dogs?
It's ice chocolate. It's chocolate.
Well, yeah, but you wouldn't feed it ice cream, would you?
No.
Unless he was just testing it on the dog,
possibly,
and he knew when he put it in the dog that something wasn't right with it.
Yeah, it's not entirely clear what the stuff was doing. Was it mind control? But
basically,
was it a microorganism?
It was a microorganism from space, which gradually took over the body and the brain. So it was sentient.
Right.
It was a sentient being.
Right. Okay. So the dog then kills.
Right, like the body snatchers.
Yeah, the body. Yeah. So he eventually kills him. So where are we now? So we've done that. So the next part is where. So
it's basically the post office scene.
The shop scene. So
yeah.
So Mo ends up in the backwater of a town somewhere, and he's talking to this post guy, trying to find out information about. Is it the judges or I don't? Or is that where the stuff originally came from? Is that why he wants the information?
I think because all the mail is going to a PO box to the post office,
right.
which is in there. So all the mail is going to there. So this is basically it's a sham corporate place. So that's where the mail goes basically.
So the post guy is acting all dodgy. He's going, "Oh, don't just leave us alone. We're not doing anything wrong." And then Mo spots a vehicle, strange looking Jaguar. It's an old E-type Jaguar. Pulls up and he goes.
What are the chances of two random strangers in the middle of nowhere?
What's that over there?
Yeah. So wow.
What's that over there? What car? Do you know who that belongs to? That's a terrible impression. That. And he goes, I don't know who it was. So he potters over there, Then all of a sudden, we're introduced to Chocolate Chip Charlie, who does kung fu. Kung fu.
His hands are licensed by America
as a lethal weapon.
As a lethal weapons.
So Mo actually knows Chocolate Chip Charlie.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
Chocolate Chip Charlie.
Because he's famous, isn't he? Because he owned the ice cream company that is disposing of all the what's handing out all these.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, is that?
So he was a CEO,
right.
But then because he was apparently he was the face of the ice cream, like I don't know, Uncle Ben's Rice or something like that. He was famous, but then he was ousted by the now possessed board members to get this out.
So he's after some answers as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So him and Mo then go back into the store and start asking the guy some questions, and he goes into the back. The guy goes into the back, doesn't he? Where he. So the guy goes in the back, starts eating his stuff. He collapses on the floor, and then his whole face.
Contorts
widely, and this white goo comes out. Mo and Chocolate Chip Charlie go to the back and find this goo crawling around, and the goo escapes, doesn't it?
It slips. Yeah, basically it's a sentient being, and it slips out. It slips out through the window. Yeah. Chocolate Chip Charlie goes, "Are you going to go after that?" And he goes, "Yeah, I am."
Yeah. So they then leave and go to a cafe, and this is where Mo gives Chocolate Chip Charlie a side mission to go back to Washington to speak to someone
at the FBI.
At the FBI,
that's odd.
And then he disappears.
Well, do they not get chased? Do they get chased? Chocolate. They get chased first of all, don't they? And then they escape on a boat.
Oh yeah. So they're chased after the townspepeople, aren't they? And and they eventually get the boat and get to the cafe.
Yeah.
And Mo then tells Charlie to go to the FBI in Washington to tell them what's going on.
Yeah, and that's it for the character. I mean, I really enjoy. I love that character. I would have loved to have seen him and the other guy all for the movie. I would have paid to see that, but then he just gets dispensed with it, doesn't he?
Yeah, he just disappears.
And then
I mean, you could almost call him. The Chekhov Chocolate Chip Charlie, because it's a mouthful, but he doesn't reappear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does do. Yeah.
So he disappears. Then does he? He then gets back with. Goes back with Nicole, doesn't he? He gets back with Nicole.
Yeah, I got to be honest with you. I completely forgot who this woman was. By the time she goes back in, it's like, so who's this woman again? I don't know who she is.
So Nicole is now on with Team Mo, trying to bring down the company that she's working for. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming so.
Well, she's the one who advertised this stuff, didn't she?
So they end up in a motel room
because they're in. Are they in love with each other or something?
Yeah, something like that. So they're in bed, and then all of a sudden the pillow starts to break open, and this white goo comes out and attaches itself onto Mo's face.
Yeah.
Chaos erupts. She puts like lamp oil on his face to burn.
Yeah, she tries to burn it off with his face, isn't it? It's like, what are you doing, love?
Yeah. But it works. It works.
Yeah.
But then a man from next door comes in. Now, I read this two ways. Did he think that Mo was attacking her, or is he a person working for the company wanting to kill them, and he put the goo in there?
I think he worked for the company. He must have worked for the company.
I don't know, because he just barges through the door, and then there's a fight, and then the goo spreads about. It's great. It's a great scene.
Yeah, it's a good scene actually.
It's a great scene. Do you know what that room was used for?
No.
Think of what happened in that room. Because so it looked like he was upside down. He was on the roof on it. Seen it at one point.
Yeah,
the goo was all over him. The goo was literally coming out the bed.
Yeah.
Does that remind you of anything?
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yes.
All right. Okay, that was a good guess.
Yeah. So that room was actually used for Nightmare on Elm Street, which was a year earlier.
Oh really? Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Fun fact.
Wow.
Fun fact there for you.
Was it an upside down room? Because is that where Johnny Depp died?
Yeah.
Oh right. Okay, that's where Johnny Depp died.
Yeah.
Not in real life, but his character died.
Yeah. So that was you. So they managed to escape, didn't they? Managed to escape.
They actually set fire to the room, didn't they?
They set fire to the whole room, and it burns down.
Yeah.
And trying to think now, so they did they go back to a lab, and then it's when Mo reads that newspaper you were talking about.
He basically go back and he reads the paper and goes, I want to talk to the lads
about Jason.
Jason, because then it cuts to Jason with his family who's now completely being consumed by the stuff. And this is where the kid, when the kid's father says, right, you got to eat the stuff, and he goes, right, okay. He goes upstairs, doesn't he? And then empties the container down the toilet, and it's sort of like does a weird little thing, tries to grab it or whatever, and then it goes down the toilet.
Well,
and then he gets a shaving foam, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Gets a shaving foam and squirts it all in. I'm thinking,
why didn't you just say eat that? Yeah.
Yeah, but why is he eating this? Why is he going to do this? I thought he's not going to do it, is he? So then he goes downstairs, doesn't he? And he goes, oh, this was really lovely stuff, Dad, and eats the shaving foam like this, going. Yeah. Lovely and tasty, and then the family's all around the table with the stuff in a big bowl, wasn't there? Eating all this, and he's pretending to eat it like this. Lovely, and then the father smells a rat, doesn't he? He could probably smell the shaving foam, and he goes,
"Well, he takes a gulp of it, doesn't
he? Yeah, he goes like,
and then
what
he
is
goes
this?
Then he goes off to be sick, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, the kid is sick in the car, isn't he?
Well, yeah. So Jason takes a mouthful of his shaving cream, doesn't he? Yeah. And he goes, and he can't take it, so he has to run off, and then the dad picks it up, and he goes, "This is not the stuff,
this
is
it?" This is not the stuff.
They change, but a bizarre thing was they had a poster of the Motley Crue in the bathroom. In the family bathroom. Yeah,
that threw me a little bit. It's like if you're in a family home, you don't really put posters in the bathroom, do you? You kind of, it's contained within your bedroom, not have posters willy nilly, would you?
Yeah, for example, I wouldn't have put an Oasis poster in our family bedroom bathroom.
No, you wouldn't.
But Dad would have just told him, "What's this doing in here?"
It's a shite.
So Jason runs out, and the family are chasing after him, and Mo appears.
Get in, kid.
And he's
okay, random person.
Yeah, just like okay, yeah, right. And then Mo then takes him to an airfield where there's a private jet.
Random. I was like, what's going on here? Why? What? This kid doesn't know who Mo is, doesn't know where he's going, and then Mo all of a sudden's got the money to get a private jet out of there. I was like, what? Weird.
So they fly to the factory where this stuff is made, and at this point I'm thinking, so he's trying to be undercover, but he's with the person who's advertising it all.
Yeah.
So she's working in cahoots with him now. And that kind of makes sense. So he's taking photographs of it all. And blah blah blah.
You're not allowed to take photographs.
They leave Jason in the plane.
Yeah, he was asleep. He's had a busy day. His family's gone. Yeah. He's run off with a stranger.
So Mo tells him, listen, if we don't come back in 4 hours, take him to Washington, where he'll be safe. So he's left there, and then some stuff then appears in the plane. Doesn't it?
Yeah, they pipe it in, don't they?
Try to kill him, and he escapes through the back, and
Pilot's dead.
Pilot's dead. Jason runs off, and I guess that's
he runs off, and then he runs off to the quarry.
And he manages to escape into an empty.
Yeah,
lorry.
He goes into the lorry where they're where they're going to pipe the stuff in. It's like, why would you hide in there? I mean, it's going to get filled up with something. You don't know,
Yeah. So, what happens then? So, hang on. Did we get in the wrong order here? So, Mo and Nicole, so that was before the bedroom scene, wasn't it? So, it's the bedroom scene. Then Mo and Nicole then go back to the quarry, don't they?
Yeah.
In order to see what's happening, Mo plants bombs.
Pretty big explosive bombs.
Yeah, compared to what the size of them. But they see a big lake, don't they? The big
lake. Yeah, big lake of
goo.
Of the goo, of the stuff.
Of the stuff.
Yeah.
So Mo's plan is to take a lorry load of this white stuff to I don't know who.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
I mean, what's he got plans? I mean, is he just going to say, "Well, this is from the factory"? What is this?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he's up to with it. But he does get there, and then the kid's still in the container, and they're pouring the goo in there, and he happens to be there, and he happens to walk past when he's knocking. When he said that. The little kid's going, "Oh, what are you gonna do? Get me now!" Woo! Yeah. And he hears him outside. He goes, "Don't worry, kid. I'll save you."
Yeah. So he drives off with the kid.
I think I do quite a good impression of that kid, of that man, don't I?
No,
I do.
No. So they drive off with a lorry load of goo, and he gets him out, and then they're stopped by the police at one point, and they manage to trick the police into
eating the goo.
Into the goo, yeah, and they drive.
Oh, the stuff, sorry.
The stuff, and they drive off. So Mo then says, "I've got someone I can go to."
That's a rubbish impression.
I can go to.
He talks like that, doesn't he? He talks like, "Well, I'm going to go to someone who I know all about, who can help us."
Yes. So they end up driving and going to see a Colonel Spears, played by Paul Sorvino.
This is when it gets. Turns comedy to me.
Yeah, it goes a bit sideways. So Colonel Spears is in charge of a small militia.
Militant
militia. Yeah. People. I mean, nowadays they'd be deemed as cranks.
He'd have a podcast,
he'd have a podcast talking about
have his own YouTube channel.
How he would. Well, in fact, he has got his own YouTube channel.
He's got two radio stations. He's got two radio. Yeah.
So they rock up there, and Mo says, "Right, we need your help in order to let people know what is going on." So he blackmails him, doesn't he? He blackmails him.
Oh yeah. This is
rather. Yeah. Now, did I mishear it, or did he say it had some seedy photos of him
and a 17-year-old girl in a room? Yeah. So
I was just like, what?
Well, okay then. Yeah. So he immediately says, "Okay, I'll get all my army, and we will fly to my 2 radio stations somewhere else." So he gets his entire army, and then gets 2 aeroplanes and goes over, doesn't he?
No. They go to the factory, don't they? First, they go to the factory.
Oh yeah.
Then they fly. So the plan is to go to the factory. They go to the factory, and then they invade it. Invade it. Jason and Nicole managed to. They find a lot of dead people, don't they? They find workers. They've killed themselves.
Yeah,
cyanide.
The commie bastards.
Yeah,
they took their own life.
And they
son of a bitch.
So Nicole and Jason are separated. They don't want to see dead bodies. But then they get chased by this white goo.
Oh yeah.
all over the place.
Yeah, quite good special effects actually.
Little miniature models. Little miniature models. And eventually they get out and they manage to arrest most of the workers, bring it all down, and then Mo says we need to tell the rest of the world what's going on. And Colonel Spears goes, well, I'll tell you what, I've got 2 radio stations. Let's go. And then they get on a private jet, don't they? To
I don't know where did they go?
I don't know, but they all arrive in the yellow taxis, don't they? The iconic,
En masse yellow taxis.
The iconic yellow taxis. So they're in this radio station and they're preparing a speech. And whilst they're there, who appears? But Chekhov Chocolate Chip Charlie.
Chocolate Chip
Charlie just appears randomly. I'm here. I'm here. My hands are lethal weapons. Don't touch me. I'm like thinking, where's he appeared from?
Just randomly, appears after his secret mission.
Yeah. So he turns up and he wants to be part of the broadcast. And Colonel Spears looks at him. Obviously racist. He's not happy about this.
Not happy at all, no.
He's a very dodgy character. This Colonel Spears. I don't.
If you talking cold to any of your commies, I'll shoot you myself.
Yeah, it's really fucking bizarrely written. I don't know where they're going with him.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be this comedic character in it.
He's like that guy from InfoWars, isn't he? Who's he called? He was banned or something. He was very. I
don't know.
I can't remember his name.
I can't remember his name. But yeah, so whilst they were preparing, so they're preparing this speech, and then Chocolate Chip Charlie takes Jason into another room?
No, it's Judy, or whatever she's called. It's a lady.
Nicole. Oh, it's Nicole.
Yeah,
Nicole. So he takes her into the room, and then all of a sudden, Chocolate Chip Charlie starts to shake.
Well, she says, "Oh, yeah, this goo comes into people and like takes over them," and he said, "Oh, yeah, I know all about that."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, no, what's gonna go on here?"
So then his eyes start to bulge, and then practical effects
really good special effects on this one.
His face sort of like
stretched
massively.
Yeah.
And then the goo tumbles out of him. And he's left. Poor Chocolate Chip Charlie's just a puddle on the floor.
There's like a little puddle.
It's like a puddle on the floor, and I'm like, so it's obvious that this goo is
got him. Yeah.
So he's no longer.
He dead.
Yeah. So they.
I really liked Chocolate Chip Charlie.
Yeah. I could have watched him and Mo
all day
for the whole film.
It could have been at least 3 movies with these 2 people.
Yeah, it would have been good. So they have a fight with this white goo,
and they set fire to it again.
Yeah, they set fire to it. A lot of set fire into to it all.
Yeah.
Then they broadcast their message about the white goo to America.
The stuff.
Yeah, the stuff. how not to eat it, burn it to the ground, and you get images of people burning tubs of
ice cream.
But you also get an image, and I can't believe McDonald's and
KFC.
So
it
shows them burning down a stuff shop.
Yeah.
And then besides it is McDonald's, and next to it, the opposite side is KFC. So you see them there. I'm thinking, what the hell? McDonald's and KFC allowed it to be.
Yeah.
I'm surprised about that. I'm sure there's some sort of story. There must be a story to that. As to why they allowed.
Yeah, I was a bit and again it's all practical effect. Well, it's a miniature, isn't it? They blow up a little miniature.
Yeah, it's a miniature, but what I'm saying, because it's all about consumerism, so McDonald's and KFC are a massive
I know that, but
selling crap to everyone.
But again, it's all. I mean, there was a lot of miniatures involved in it, wasn't there? Which I quite like. I love all that stuff. So they start to rebel and saying how many people died? A couple of thousand people died, something like that.
What in the uprising?
Well, no. I mean, like, how many people ate it? They said like a couple of thousand people died from eating it.
Was that the news?
Yeah,
Because they had news, didn't they?
It was part of the thing.
Was it?
Yeah.
So there's a massive uprising and everyone stopped eating this stuff, and then it cuts to the it's like boardroom area, and so Mo goes back to the people who paid him. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah, but it was
No, it's the owner. It's the owner of stuff, isn't it? So the owner of the so Mo and Jason go to their office, don't they?
Yes. So they go back to them and basically.
So then,
force them to.
So Mo's like that, Rolls. We did your job for you. And then the person who originally wanted him comes into the room and says, "Well, thanks to you now, we've got another product."
Yeah.
So it's based on the stuff, but it's slightly less addictive or not as potent.
Not as potent.
What was it called?
It was stuff. It was called. I can't remember. What was it called?
So they
Great. No, it's not stuff.
They rebranded it, didn't they?
I can't remember.
They rebranded it into something else. So as a punishment, Mo and Jason give these two people loads of tub of stuff to eat. And
The taste.
The taste.
That's what it's called. Yeah.
So they give them
which
stuff
is a
to
mix
eat.
of It's a mix of 88% ice cream and 12% of the stuff. Yeah, so there's possibly enough to make people crave more without you taking over their minds or killing them.
Right.
That's the one.
Right.
Yes.
So these two people are then given tubs of the stuff to eat, and then they start consuming this stuff until they just, I don't know, they just pop open.
Well, they're going to be taken over, aren't they? Yeah. So they're going to basically going to die, aren't they?
Yeah, they're going to die.
Yeah.
So they get their revenge on them too.
Because the kids' parents and
are dead. Well, not even dead. They're just taken over. I don't know. I don't know.
No, they died, didn't they? Well, yeah, because they died. Because that's what the stuff does. It gets into them, and they just kind of like.
Just leave him, or
wait. Well, yeah, it just completely devours their inside, aren't they? So they're hollow basically.
Probably thinking too much into it, but.
Oh, is it? Because when you have too much of stuff, your soul is hollowed out because you want more of it.
Well, look at poor chocolate chip Charlie.
Well, he
just melted into a big pool of goo.
Yeah, consumerism. That's what the moral of the story is you can never have too much of the good stuff.
So before the film ends, we then get a nice little final scene where we see dealers in the back streets.
Yeah. This is fun. This is quite funny. This was quite funny.
The back streets. Some grimy back street somewhere, and someone turns up in a car. They open the bonnet, and they got crates and crates of the stuff, and they take out and they taste it, and they go, "Yeah, that's the stuff. That's the stuff." And that's the end of the film, isn't it?
Well, not quite, because we didn't hold out until the post-credits. There's a post-credit scene. We didn't see it.
Oh, is there?
Yeah. A woman in the bathroom says, "Enough is enough," while holding the stuff.
Enough is enough. What? Sorry.
Enough is enough while still holding the stuff. So, yeah. We didn't. It was Marvel before Marvel did the post credit stuff. So yeah. There was again. I enjoyed it. It was a good. It was a good thing. I like saying about consumerism, greed, wanting more stuff that you don't really need, and it eventually hollows you out. I thought that was quite good.
Yeah.
Especially during the 80s, where greed was good.
Creed was good. Yeah, good story, good effects. Could have used a bit more of Chocolate Chip Charlie.
I thought, yeah, he was kind of wasted. I thought he was top dollar. I thought he was a great little I mean that woman, great, but like I don't know. I easily forgettable. I forgot who she was halfway through. I was like, who's this woman? She did make an apology within the TV, didn't she? She apologized for selling stuff to the people, and she did make an apology for that. But yeah, I don't know. It didn't really lend anything to it. But yeah, Chocolate Charlie. It would have been fun to see. I reckon they should have done like a prequel with him. I don't know. Maybe following him on his little adventure or something. Yeah, it would have been fun.
Lethal Hands.
Lethal Hands, Charlie Chocolate thingy bob on his mission to
Chocolate Chip Charlie and his lethal hands of death.
Yeah, I reckon that's somebody. If Hollywood, I mean Hollywood is listening.
I think he's still alive. Chocolate Chip Charlie.
Yeah, I think he is. He is. Well, most of them are still alive. I reckon they should do a sequel to that. If anybody in Hollywood is listening to this, please, let there be like a sequel to Chocolate Charlie doing his thing. Very good, very good. Right, well, that's about it, isn't it? Really, isn't it? About the movie.
Yeah.
Nothing really to add. There was no sequels to it, was there? No sequels to it. The budget of 1.7 million, and that was it, really. Yeah.
I was reading Michael Moriarty and Paul Savino starred in, I think it was Hill Street Blues.
All right, okay.
For 50-odd episodes, so they did reunite.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to have a wee little deep dive on that, I think. Right, so that's it, really. It is. I'm going to do my my quiz now. Shall I? Yes. Let's do my quiz. Don't quote me on this.
Don't quote me on this. Don't quote me on this. Don't quote me on this. Don't quote me on this.
Okay, so don't quote me on this, where I go and have a look at the movies that were from this year. Now, it was 1985, wasn't it?
Yeah, 1985.
1985, and we've done quite a lot from 1985. A lot. There was a lot from 1985. This particular one, was hard to believe, was at 56 on the grossing one of that year. 56. Just beaten by To Live and Die in LA, and Young Sherlock Holmes was at 54. But this particular movie was at 56. So, I mean, I think I'm going to presume that you've watched it. I know that. I know you've watched it. So here we go. So here we go. Oh, hang on a minute. No, I won't do that one first. I think you might get that straight away. Here we go. So number one is this one. Yeah, this was number one, laid in the morgue. Right, okay. You two donkey dicks couldn't get laid in a morgue.
Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted was that? No, that was not 95, was it?
Oh, I'm just guessing.
So what would you little maniacs like to do first?
What was that, sorry?
What would you little maniacs like to do first?
Don't know.
Okay, this is going to be a bit of a long one. Okay, you know there's going to be sex, drugs, rock and roll, and chips. Dips, chips, and whips. You know, the basic high school orgy type of things. I mean, I'm not talking about candle wax on nipples or witchcraft or anything like that. No. Just a couple of hundred kids running around in their underwear acting like complete animals.
Animal House.
Nope. Okay. You okay? Well, my nuts are halfway up my ass, but other than that, I'm perfect.
No.
Have you ever wondered how sad it is that your son's only sexual outlet is tossing off to magazines in bathrooms? Oh, Gary, oh my God. Ma, I never tossed off to anything. You told me you were combing your hair. I was.
Oh, is this... Oh, it's got to be... when they build a woman... what's it called? When they build a woman, is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, what's it called? Oh, I can see it in my head. Oh, I'm sure people out there shouting, telling me I can't think of the name.
Should I do the theme tune? Da-da-da-da.
What?
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
The game show that is sweeping the nation. Sweeping the nation. Whose synopsis is it anyway?
No, it's gone. Oh, come on.
It was. Sorry. Oh dear. Sorry. It was Weird Science.
That's it. Weird Science.
Yes, yeah. Weird Science.
Oh God, yes. Have I watched it? I might have watched it years and years ago, but I've not watched it in a long time.
Weird Science. It was, it was back in 1985. It even spawned a TV show, didn't it?
Did it?
Yeah, back in the day. Another quote here. You guys created me. I didn't come from anywhere before you started messing around with your computer. I didn't even exist. By the way, you did an excellent job. Thank you. Another one from Chad, his older brother. I'm going to tell my mum everything. I'm even going to consider making up some shit. That was funny. So that was weird. I can't believe it went into number 56. I would have thought that would have been like a higher top tier thing. No, but it wasn't. No, it was not. It was not. Anyway, that was my quiz. Yay! That was my little quiz. Don't quote me on this. That will return next week. And now we have your quizzy. What's it about?
Whose synopsis is it anyway? The game show that's sweeping the nation.
The game show that is sweeping the nation. Sweeping the nation. Whose synopsis is it anyway?
Yes, so whose synopsis is it anyway? Is the quiz where Warren will be using a book called the video cover, VHS video cover art, and in this book there there's a collection of 80s movies and their cover art, and Warren will read me the title of the movie. From that movie, I've got to guess. So the title of the movie, I've got to guess the synopsis of it. If I get it from the name, I will get 3 points. If I don't get it from that, Warren will then read the tagline. If I get it from that, I get 2 points. If I don't get it from that, he'll describe the cover art, and if I get it from that, I will get 1 point.
Okay, yeah. So it's called No Retreat, No Surrender 2, Raging Thunder.
So No Retreat, No Surrender, Part 2. What was the last bit?
Raging Thunder.
Raging Thunder. Right, No Retreat, No Surrender. So this is obviously a sequel to a very successful film. I'm saying ex-Vietnam army, and they have got a revenge mission in order to free some prisoners who are still in Vietnam, and they have gone over there for revenge because they left someone behind in the first film. Boom, done, got it. Boom, 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 boom. 3 points.
No, there's no Vietnam, and there's no revenge. Complete go the opposite way. I would probably say maybe who else was like America fighting at the time, 1985?
Russia?
Oh yes, there we go. Is it the tagline you want now?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not a rematch. It's war.
It's not a rematch, it's war. It's not a rematch, it's war. Is it right, okay. It's not a right, okay, right. I know exactly what this is. It's a sporting movie. And it's America versus Russia. I'm thinking. I don't think, would it be boxing? Because Rocky was boxing, so would it be something else like karate? Karate? So it's a big championship, karate. America versus Russia, and it's a big karate game, match. And yeah, and it's a revenge mission.
No. You mean you've got karate right, but that's all. And I gave you Russia for a treat, but
Yeah.
no, that's no.
You're gonna have to give me the cover art then.
Okay, so it's got two gentlemen in it. One is a Russian because he's got a Russian flag behind him, and one is America because he's got an American flag on it, and they're both holding up their fists to say like, "Damn you, Russian person! Damn you, American person!" And the Russian one is stacked. And the American guy, he's stacked as well, but he's got clothes on. He's got like a cardigan on, not a cardigan, but a vest on.
Is it drawn or?
It's drawn.
Right.
And that's about it. Yeah.
So right. So have the Russians got some? Have they got his family held hostage?
Yes, you are going to the right place. Yeah, well, it's only going to be 1 point now, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
So he's after. So the Russians, for some reason, have captured his son, mother, daughter, significant other, and the American chap needs to get them free. So he's gone over there with his karate skills in order to free said family member.
Yeah, you got it right.
Boom, boom, boom. 1985 karate.
Yes, basically that's the whole one, really. Yeah. So the synopsis is at last the successor to No Retreat, No Surrender.
Yes.
It's a non-stop action as our hero is unmatched in martial arts, seeking to rescue his fiancée from the Soviet stronghold at Death Mountain.
Yes.
But waiting for him, there is one who is unbeaten, a master of combat whose strength is matched only by his curiosity. Not only must our hero face the master to win back his girl, but he must fight the entire army to reach him. Running time is 85 minutes approximately, and the artist is not available, and it was released date in 1987. Yeah.
Was he known by any other name?
No, that was it. No, that was it. So
definitely worth a view for the Chekhov army to seek out.
Indeed, yes, indeed. That was your quiz, wasn't it?
Whose synopsis is it anyway?
The game show that is sweeping the nation. Sweeping the nation. Whose synopsis is it anyway?
Yeah, so that was James's little quizzy, and that will return hopefully next week if we're not busy. Might be doing something. I don't know. Busy boys. Anyway, recommendations for the week.
Should I go first?
Yeah.
Yes, so Netflix have dropped a series from Korea.
Mm-hmm.
It might not sound exciting, but it's called The Squid Game. And yeah, it's from Korea. It's dubbed into English, so you don't have to read subtitles. But if you want to read subtitles, down to you. And the premise is that this organisation have found desperate people who want money, and they're invited to a island in order to compete in childhood games. There's 7 games in total, and if you get disqualified, you be dead.
Ooh.
It's quite. I'm really enjoying it. And if anyone out there watches it, and if they're not impressed by I'll just say it, I'm not going to spoil it for you. After the egg, if you're not like jaw drop, it's just like one of the most amazing scenes. Just like, oh my god, what is happening here? That and the marble scene. That's all I'm going to say to you. Egg scene, marble scene. Watch it. Come back to me. Let me know what you think. But Squid Game, Netflix, watch it now.
Oh, is that home? Is that?
Yep,
Yeah.
That's all I got. That's all I got.
I got Malignant, new horror film. It's in the movies. It's actually in the cinemas. So it's a horror. It's a horror movie. I'm actually going to do a review on that in my other podcast, What's New Movie Review. You can get that. You can find that on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. But yes, it's an 18, and the twist is it's quite horrific. I thought it was going to go one way. I thought this woman was mad or she had a split personality. Which that's how it normally goes, and it's something like that. But no, it's even more horrific, and it's an 18, so well worth the admission fee. Means that I thought it was going to go one way, but it went completely the other way around. But highly recommended. And I think that's on Disney Plus. It is on Disney Plus. There is a series called A Murder in the Apartment. It's with Martin. What's he called?
Sure.
I can't remember what it's called. Hang on a minute. He was in The Idiot. He was this big 80s movie guy.
He was in the Three Amigos with Steve Martin.
Yeah. Yes, it's Steve Martin.
Yeah.
It is literally Steve Martin and the other guy,
Yeah.
and they do. They're in. I think it's Murder in the Apartment on Disney Plus. Basically, they are in an apartment and a person gets murdered. They really love podcasts, and they listen to a murder podcast, and they get inspired to do one. So it's like the characters are doing a podcast about a murder within it's called Only Murder in the Building. So it's about these guys making a podcast about a murder which is actually happening, and it's quite funny. It is quite funny, like watching it, and like how they do a podcast and how I do a podcast. And it's completely different. It's like kind of made up. It's got a bit like a massive big boom mic, and he's carried around with him. It's massive. I was like, well, why is he carrying a big boom mic when he's doing a podcast? And
That's the way to go about podcasting.
What a big boom mic! It's like you sit down here, and then that's it. But he's got a big boom mic, and it's interesting how they do it. And then they meet someone who's the inspiration for them to do the podcast, because she does a murder podcast, and then it's quite interesting. That it's very interesting. It's a good little thing. Also, Walking Dead still on. Love that show. Its final season is coming up soon. I've been watching that, and then Archer is on Netflix, season 11. That's good. I've been watching that, and I think that's about it, really. Lots going there, lots going on in there, and that's about it. That's all in it, really, for the podcast. We shall, we will return, hopefully next week.
Yeah, so you can get me at woodcop771 and you can email the show at woodcop@bluetowermanchester.com. That's woodcop@bluetowermanchester.com. Send us your comments, tell us what you think of the movie, send us some suggestions, anything really. Oh, and we are still waiting for sponsorship. So if you're out there, you know where to come.
MeUndies sponsor us. No MeUndies? No. Okay. Yeah, they're big in podcasting thing.
Are they?
Yeah. MeUndies.
MeUndies.
Yeah. They always sponsor the like shows, podcast shows and stuff like that. And I always hear it. Yeah. Anyway, that's one thing. Anyway, that's it. Yeah, and you can find me on another couple of podcasts, the Chef One Pandemic, and What's New Movie Review, and you can find me on the socials at Mr. Beard MCR. On both Instagram and on the Twitters. So there you go. That's where you can find me, and hopefully, we'll be. Any ideas of what I'm going to do next week? Do you know?
I might look into some more of the Larry Cohen movies, because, like I said, he came up with a few suggestions for his movies, and they look pretty good. So.
Okay, sweet as. Right, well, we'll I'll speak to you later. Hopefully I won't have this cough anymore. I've got a bit of a cough, so I'll catch you later. Bye.
Stay safe.